At the outset, let me welcome all the officers from Tripura cadre coming all the way to Karnataka for going through this special training. And I'm very sure that the inputs that you will get and the experience and exposure that you will get during this training program will be not only memorable but also very, very useful to you in improving upon your administrative efficiency. Needless to say, your state has selected Karnataka because of its very, very positive and pioneering efforts in governance. To name a very few, I have requested my Administrative Training Institute to focus on a few innovative areas, the topmost being the e-governance, the IT/BT area, which is making us a lead state. And this is something where not just the government, but the private sector, the startups, the youth, and the multinational and global agencies play a lot of role. With very little investment from the state government, you can actually lead to a very high growth in GDP. And that's what every state desires. The second very important area that I would like you to focus upon is the decentralization model of Karnataka. The very name of the institute, one of the training program infrastructure, Abdul Nazir Sahab Institute, the State Institute of Rural Development that we have within the campus, focuses upon way back in 80s when Karnataka adopted the people's participation, the people's representation, right from the grassroots, that is from the village level upwards. And even before the Indian Constitution was amended in 93-94, we had very strong presence of these elected representatives, which were not on party lines also, and which had given a reservation of 33% to women. This is one of its kind which happened, and you can now imagine that over the last almost 3 to 4 decades, this has strengthened its roots to a large extent to particularly improve women's leadership and women's welfare, because they are in the roles of leadership today at the grassroots itself. And the quality of particularly the welfare programs with the women in the lead has again been a very unique experience in a very positive sense. The third very important thing I would like you to see is the urban governance. Mysore city, as you know, has the confluence of both tradition as well as modernization. You will see the memorable places which remind us about our benevolent Maharajas of Mysore, the contribution they made, the advancement in technology, science, and administration that they had with the foresight, which was never seen anywhere else, was the strongest pillar and foundation for the growth, particularly urban growth, whether in Mysore or in Bangalore. And today these are icon cities. And it's very important where the Mysore city has on one side an archaeological tag and on the other side the cleanest city tag. So how the two can be taken together, we should not lose out on our roots, which are source of our strength, but at the same time we should embrace the latest technology, the latest know-how. And I'm sure a visit to Infosys campus could be organized, which would itself be an eye-opener. Finally, I would say that in Karnataka, with all these training inputs, we want our state civil service officers to play a very active role in general administration across departments. So we have a very unique setup where one district is put under the charge of one secretary as a nodal secretary or an in-charge secretary. Similarly, one taluka is put in under the charge of one taluka level officer who is normally a state civil service officer. And these officers, they own up that taluka as their responsibility across departments. So every month we organize one campaign which focuses on one area of concern. For example, we started 1 month campaign on improving all the public hospitals, then all the government hostels, particularly SC/ST hostels. Then we started doing it for the schools and so on. So 1 month we take one area and we try to improve upon it to the level of saturation. And this gives us the first-hand knowledge of what is happening in the field, what are the improvements which are happening, and we learn from each other's success stories. So I am also part of each of this group, whether it is the taluka officers or the district level officers, and the day-to-day achievements, the day-to-day success stories, and at the same time day-to-day challenges are immediately communicated across board. Suppose there are issues which require state level intervention, so without any formal letter and file movements, we immediately take it up maybe to the level of the chief minister also and give immediate relief to the organization. This strengthens the authority of the taluka level officer or the district level officer to ensure that in future also, if the problems arise, people approach him or her as a single point of contact. This is also one way of bringing or bridging the gap or the distance between the state and the field level, whether it is a taluka or a village panchayat. I'm sure there is a lot to learn and there is a lot to enjoy. Mysore is a heaven on earth, literally speaking, and I'm sure every moment that you will spend in our campus, which is an oasis, itself will be a very rewarding experience. Please leave your feedback after you finish your course, and also once you go back, please do keep in touch with us saying that yes, you were able to implement a particular success story which you liked. And I personally believe that success begets success. We don't have to wait for big professors and outside agency, World Bank and everybody to come and tell us what success plan we should make. In our own state, in our own people, we have amazing islands of excellence, and that's why we keep creating these materials which compile the success stories at every level, and every person, every human resource, whether in the private sector or in the government sector, is as important as anybody else. It's just how we optimize the use of these resources to the best interest of the state that we serve. With this, once again, I thank you for coming all the way. If there's any problem, my joint directors are there. I'm sure they will resolve. And if something more needs to be escalated to me, my numbers are available. You may feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.